Andrew Vasher, head men's basketball coach at Hartnell College. This morning we're going to talk about the 4 things we will do well every single game. It's critical for our success, and we believe it's trademarks of our program. The first thing we will do is we will defend the ball. Defense wins championships. We want a process where we are going to disrupt the rhythm, pattern, and flow of the other team's offense. We want to force their players into situations where they're making decisions that they haven't practiced for and haven't prepared for. We do this with ball pressure. Ball pressure at the half court, we sometimes extend it. We play pack line principles, but with a no middle approach. We almost switch almost every situation that we can. Very similar to Loyola Marymount, the old Rick Majerus teams, and Baylor developed starting doing that last year, and they were one of the best defensive teams in the country. We want to attack. We want to disrupt. We want to attack you mentally and physically to discourage you throughout a 40-minute game. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to push the ball. We believe that we want to push the ball on every single opportunity, made, miss, turnover, because as we push the ball, it allows us to be patient. If we can get down there in the first 4 or 5 or 6 seconds and attack you and force you in a scramble situation, we believe that allows us to run an extra 1 or 2 actions at the end of the shot clock if we need it. There are 6 things we want to do in those first 6 seconds. We want to get a lay-in. We want a deep post touch. We want an in rhythm, with room, in range, by the right guy 3. And we're not big into dribble up 3s because we believe the percentage is way down. We want pass, swing, pass ahead, kick out, inside out, easy, deliberately practiced 3s. We want straight line drives to where we can get into the paint, cause the defense to collapse, and be able to kick it out. We want to get fouled, or we want an offensive rebound. We believe that they can prepare for what we do, but they can't prepare for the pace at which we do it at. Again, we want to get them on the run, and we want to keep them on the run. We want to stretch the possessions of the game and increase them because we believe with increased possessions, the team that has the better shooters, the smarter players, the better conditioned athlete, those players who are mentally tougher, who can execute under duress and fatigue, and the team with the better bench. We believe this gives us the best chance to win against the very best teams in our league, in the state, and nationally. The next thing we will do is we will get the ball inside. I've been a head coach for 28 years. We have been extremely successful getting the ball inside, where we want and when we want. One of the things we do to do this is we spend a great deal of time teaching our players as they post the angles of sealing your man. We use your hips and your legs, not your arms. Hips, legs, and back. And Don Meyer used to do a great job with Phil Hutchinson and John Pierce and all his players. And in the early 90s, I spent many summers out in Nashville, and we developed that straight from Coach Meyer. How do we get it in there? We use a variety of actions. We use deep post touches. We use deep porch touches, which we believe is just off the block area. We use ball screen actions and everything that comes off that. Penetration and cutting action off that. We are real big on cutting action away from the ball on any type of ball movement into the post. Off penetration, off ball screens, off deep post touches, and deep porch touches. Our players know what to do. And this goes back to Ben McCallum at Northwest Missouri State. We want to create a situation where it's my ability to teach our players how to play against your ability to teach. Not coaching in sets, the ability to teach. And this is critical in our program, and we spend a great deal of time on it, and our players take a great deal of pride in it. We teach them how to post. We teach them how to get the ball in there. We learn how to play with those people around us. Play with the guy that's right next to you. He'll tell you what you need to do. The last thing is rebounding the ball. Those that control the boards control the game. Everyone has believed that forever. Analytics now is starting to say maybe that's not as true as it was, but it still plays a critical part. The difference between a great defensive team and a mediocre one might be 3 possessions. Which 3, you don't know when the game's going on. But a strong, contested shot, 5-man rebounding effort can really give those 3 possessions, cancel them out. It will limit the amount of they have to get those extra 3 possessions. And this is something we chart. And when you chart this in your games and in your practices, are you where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do 90% of the time? You're going to find out when you start to chart this, those that you thought were your best rebounders are only doing it 50 or 60% of the time. And you can show that to them. And as they increase their focus, their mental approach to the game, 4-1, when they start to see, if I get this to 70, to 80, to 90, we are limiting their opportunities to get easy baskets, to get fouled. We're taking away those 3 critical possessions between an excellent defensive team and a mediocre one. At the offensive end, we want our guys, again, where they're supposed to be 90% of the time. You're going to find out when you start to look at this and chart it, those guys that get offensive rebounds are just the guys that go. And they don't go very often. They go maybe 4 out of 10 times. Those are your best rebounders. If you can get them to where they're supposed to be. Our saying is, get in a position where you can make a play. Because if you're not there, it's too late. So just get there. We really focus on the guy shooting the ball. You're supposed to finish your shot and own your shot. So you're not going to have a lot of offensive rebounding or immediate defensive transition responsibilities. The other 4 guys have to anticipate a miss. They need to use that mental approach, 4-1, study the flight of the ball, see where it's going to go, and anticipate and put yourself in a position to make a play. Again, you'll be shocked when you chart this, how low the possessions of that, what people do. It's down 40% or lower from your best rebounders. And as you start to chart that and they see we get extra possessions by just being where we're supposed to be. 50-50, loose balls at the offensive end. They need to be ours. Because if the difference is 3 possessions between a great team defensively and a mediocre one, let's find ways to get those extra 3 possessions at the offensive end and give ourselves an even better chance to win. We're grateful to have this chance to share it with you. Again, 4 things that we will do well: defend the ball, which is disrupt their rhythm, pattern, and flow with ball pressure, 5-man defensive focus guarding the ball, push the ball on every opportunity so you can be patient, get them on the run, keep them on the run. They can prepare for what we do, but not for the pace that we do it at. We will get the ball inside, and that's about teaching. And rebounding is really about mental approach to the game, being where you're supposed to be, and be mentally tough enough to get that done on every possession. Love to share the game. If you want to learn more about what we do here at Hartnell, A. Vasher, Vasher, at Hartnell, HARTNELL.edu. Have a great week. Lift those people around you. Dare to be uncommon. Go Panthers.